Hello, Karina Groombridge here, your mindset and success coach. So, I wanted to jump on and talk to you a little bit about building your confidence around taking massive action in your business. So, obviously, this is kind of an important thing when you're an entrepreneur because there are a whole bunch of things that you're going to come across that are outside of your comfort zone. So, taking big, scary action is really part of the game as a mompreneur. So, first off, I want to start off by defining what is that thing. So, what is the thing that keeps coming up in your head and you keep pushing it away, going, oh, I don't have time, not right now, I'm too busy with this other stuff. So, I'm sure everybody's got a thing. I have one as well that I've been working on myself. So, what is it for you? So I've heard a lot of people saying that Facebook Lives is something that they would love to do, but they're terrified. So I'm going to stick with that throughout this as an example. So let's say I were wanting to go and do Facebook Live, but it terrifies me. And I must say, I was in this boat not too long ago, but here I am now, sitting there chatting to my phone and the lovely crowd who's watching. So first things first, I want to know, why is that thing scary? So whatever it is for you, what are those reasons popping up that are holding you back from taking that action? Now, if going with our example of Facebook Live, let's say it's you're afraid you're going to mess up. You don't know what to say. You're afraid of what people might think of you. You don't know what to say. So there's all kinds of reasons, and I'm sure we can come up with boatloads on why you would be holding back from taking this big action. So the best thing that you can do to kind of get it out of your head and onto paper or text, whatever, you're not text, paper or your computer, whatever, is go and put those ideas out. So write out a list. Make sure you get at least 15 to 20 things, reasons that make you terrified to go and do this big action. And with that list, I want you to go through and figure out why it's crap. Why is it silly that you're making this so important and such a big thing? So if it's, let's say, you're afraid of what people might think of you, then I want you to look at that and say, why is that silly? Okay, well, who is it you're afraid of that to think poorly of you? Maybe, a friend that you're nervous that, they might judge you, or a coworker that, maybe you don't want them to know what you're up to. Okay, rightfully so. Maybe you'll have a list of 5-10 people that you're kind of nervous for watching your stuff online. But then what about the hundreds, thousands, millions of other people that you can help with the information that you have? So, to kind of put it into perspective, you're nervous about these 5 people that may judge you or say something about it, versus the, let's say, thousands of people that you could impact with your message. So I want you to go through, and for that list, I want you to argue every single point and why it's garbage, why you don't need to spend the time and energy on those excuses and those things that are making you nervous, and why it's really, when it comes down to it, kind of silly that is what's holding you back. So I'm just looking at my notes so that I don't forget anything for you. So I want to know, in general, if you don't do the thing, what happens? Now you're probably going to tell me nothing's going to happen. But I want you to figure out, if you don't go and do it, let's say you don't go and do the Facebook Lives, what does that mean for your business? What does that mean for your business growth? So if you've been on the online space for a while, you'll probably notice that a lot of people love to watch video. So if you're holding back and not wanting to share on lives, then there's a lot of people that may not be seeing you, that you may not be able to help, because they're sitting there looking for somebody to watch, a show to watch, someone to answer their questions on a live. And if you're not putting your stuff out there, then they're not seeing you. So what does that mean for your business growth? Well, if they're not seeing you, they're seeing the next person. So by not taking action on this scary thing that you're making out in your head, you're not getting, or you're not seeing the business growth that you could if you did take that action. So it's important to recognize between like the scary thing that you're putting off doing and the reward that you could get if you do it and take that big action. So now the last thing that I want to leave you with is so whatever that big scary action is that you want to take, I want you to break it down. So it's really, really so easy to get really wrapped up in the, oh my God, I want to do a live, but I don't know what to say. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm afraid of messing up. Is it the right time? Is it the right this or that? So there's a lot of excuses going on. And the easiest thing to take that first step and that first action is to break it down and see everything that has to go in first before, let's say in this example, hitting that live button. So for example, I would probably say, okay, if I want to go live, then how am I going to do that? Now in this example, probably say, let's see. So if you want to figure out what your topic is, it's a good place to start. You want to figure out when is the best time for you to go and do this, or best time for your audience that you're catering to. Also important, but it's really just more important to get your stuff out there, even if it is at some weird time, because that works for your schedule. So if you're putting it off for that reason, don't do it. Don't hold back. So let's see as well. So you want to figure out the time. You want to figure out what you're going to say. Let's see what else. Commitment. So if you want to hold to your commitment, then another good thing to go and do is to sit there and say, okay, I'm going to commit online in advance to say, hey, by the way, I'm going to go live at this time to go and talk about this topic. So this way your audience knows that something's coming, and it also keeps you accountable and keeps you, if you put out a specific time, then that means people are more likely to go and catch you live, and also you're a lot more likely to show up on time because you're being held accountable by someone outside of yourself. Very helpful. So as I was saying, you want to break everything down, all of those tiny little actions, and once you figure out what you're going to say and when you're going to go and come live, and all of those details that'll help you define, that you need defined, I guess, before hitting the live button, then this is really going to help boost your confidence and help you kind of say, okay, I can do this. You feel more confident because you kind of have taken those little baby actions first before that big scary step. And also a last little trick that I want to leave you with is right before you take that big scary action, Mel Robbins has made this trick very popular and more well known. She wasn't the one to create it originally, but she's written a book on it, and it's a really awesome tactic where you count down from 5. So there's something going on in your brain that tells it when you start a countdown, and you know what the action is that you want to take at the end of that countdown. It helps you to get there. It helps you to wipe out everything that's going on in the background and just go, okay, I need to do this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you hit go, you hit send, you hit whatever it is. And super simple, really straightforward tip, but it can really help you to go and take that action. So I hope this helps. I would love to hear what actions that you've been putting off that hopefully you can take the strategy and apply it to those. Please tag me in whatever post. I'd love to hear your progress, how you've been doing with it. And if you're looking for more tips on how to build your confidence, I have an awesome freebie for you. Just click the link below, above, wherever it ends up. And thank you so much for watching. Catch you next time.